and welcome. If you're just trying to wind down and study, get comfortable. I'm building a little village in Tiny Glade today. Woo! And I'm asking myself some random questions, and I thought it would be kind of cool if I just rambled for a bit. So pause along and answer in your head or answer in the comments. It's up to you. Hopefully, some of you will be able to fall asleep to this. And because this is a cozy, rambly video, I thought I would be super duper nice and show you a little bit of a sneak peek of what the build was like at the end. I'm very happy about how that build turned out, as you can see. I just love building these kind of things and then seeing it all come together in the end. It just makes your hard work worth it. I'm getting off track already. I'm meant to be answering these questions. Okay, first question. If you could host a dinner party with any four fictional characters or internet creators, who's sitting at your table? Fictional characters, I love anime. So I really would like Yuji to sit at my dinner table. I would also really like Gojo actually to sit at my dinner table. Um Hatsuki Bakugo. And then for content creator, let's go for Does Games. I'd really like to meet him. I think he's an incredible creator, and I'm manifesting that into the universe. I want that to happen. Okay, second question. How did you even stumble into wanting to make videos in the first place? I actually don't really know what caused me to want to start making videos. I think I just remember when I was little, I had this 2DS. Oh, that makes me feel really old. But I had this original, like the old 2DSs, and I used to record on the camera on there and make these little vlogs. And I was so young. I was so young, and I had this show, and I called it the Evie Show. It wasn't a very good show. I wouldn't have tuned in myself, but. The point is, I don't actually know where it started. I just started making videos on my 2DS and knew I kind of wanted to do this. So in my head, it's almost like this is my passion or this is what I was always meant to do, if that makes sense. And also, another point, when my parents got me an iPad, I was so excited and I made so many movies on that thing. It it was insane. I loved it so much and I just enjoyed making the content. Even though no one was watching it, I just enjoyed making it. So I think that's just what's really drawn me to this, if that makes sense. Okay, third question. What is your absolute favorite season of the year and why? It's actually a bit ironic considering this video is filmed in winter, but my favorite season is summer. Maybe because I was born in summer, I'm a little bit biased. I'm an August baby, but yeah, summer's my season. I don't like the cold. Although I have to give credit where credit is due, autumn is a brilliant season, and I understand why so many people love it, but I just really like the sun. I just I like being warm. Question number 4. What is the one show or series you have rewatched an embarrassing number of times? I'm kind of scared to admit this on here because everyone says that the fandom is really really toxic. So this is a bit of a hot take, so don't come for me, okay? I've watched My Hero Academia a ridiculous amount of times, and I feel no shame about it. I feel no shame about it. Actually, that's not embarrassing. I truly believe that people should be able to watch a show and not get judged for it because of other people. I just think people like what they like, and if you're willing to not like someone because they just happen to like a show, I just I think that says more about you as a person. Sorry. Again, I'm just hot takes, but yeah. Okay, question number 5, I think. I hope I'm not losing count already. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, what are 3 songs or an entire genre of music that defines your current aesthetic era right now? Okay. I'm kind of in my whimsical angel core era right now. That's kind of hard to explain, but I'm really liking Legacy. I don't know if any of you heard that song. You know, I'm really liking that song. Genre, I guess. I think Angel Core is a genre. I really like slowed down, kind of reverb songs at the minute. So that's kind of my vibe. That's kind of the songs that fit my aesthetic at the moment. I also think though it's hard to define like a genre of music as your aesthetic because even when I'm feeling like super duper girly, you like best know we can listen to heavy rock and heavy metal too, okay? You know, I love a bit of Limp Bizkit. I do sound like really fake, but I genuinely do. I genuinely do. I'm not gonna lie to you guys though, my aesthetic does change every other day, every other week. I don't like to do the same thing for too long. It's actually an issue. But yeah, I couldn't narrow it down. I couldn't narrow it down. I feel Angel Core at the minute, yes. Forever, no. Also, a little bit off topic, but does anyone else with ADHD find that they have to perfect their aesthetic? Like everything has to fit in one box? Or autism? Like genuinely, because I have both, and I always find the need that like everything has to match and everything has to fit into this certain aesthetic. and it drives me crazy. And I know like it's okay to not have an aesthetic, like just let yourself be the aesthetic, but I get stressed out about it. I get like really frustrated about it. I also should have really numbered these questions because I don't know what number we're on. So we're really rolling with this here. Next question though. Am I an organized planner who has everything scheduled out, or am I more spontaneous? I have so many schedules, so many calendars, so many notes everywhere. Will I look at them? No. I am spontaneous. I can make a schedule, but I know damn well I'm not sticking to it. So I think it's I like I like the idea. I like the idea of sticking to a schedule, but I don't. Okay, next question. What is one popular food or drink that everyone else seems to love but you secretly hate? Um, Honestly, I don't hate a lot of things. I'm pretty iron brew, but I think a lot of people dislike iron brew. I feel like people in my comment section are gonna be going nuts over me not liking iron brew if you're awake. Hopefully you're asleep. Iron brew fans, go to bed. But yeah, I can't stand iron brew. I really don't like it. Staying on a food related note, the next question is sweet or savory snacks, which one wins every time? When I was little, I used to really, really, really love sweet things. I had such a sweet tooth. Now that I'm older, my favorite snack, my favorite snack is chorizo. I love chorizo so much. Chorizo and cheese, ultimate snack. Ultimate snack. have never tried chorizo and cheese. Literally try it because I used to hate, like, I don't like mixing my foods. But when I tried this, when I tell you guys it was amazing, if you guys are awake and you take one thing from this video, let it be chorizo and cheese because it will change your life. It's legendary. Next question. Okay, so when oh my gosh, I can't speak. What is the very first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? For me, the first thing I do is cry. Um, no, I'm joking. Um, to be honest, it's really bad, but I look at my phone. It's literally the first thing I do. I'm trying to get out of that habit. I really am, but literally, it's just the first thing I grab for. I'm like conditioned for it now. It's really bad. Next question. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm going through these so fast, but I don't have a lot to say on some of these topics. Okay, next question is, are you an early bird or a night owl? I like to think I'm a night owl. I really hate mornings. I'm not a morning person at all, but I do come alive after midnight. I will do most of my YouTube stuff, most of my thumbnails past midnight. It's really bad for me again, but I can't help it. I can't help it. I'm drawn to the darkness apparently. Anytime you see me up at like 6 a.m. in the morning, it's because I did an all-nighter. I'm not I'm not up that early. I'm sorry. It's because I didn't sleep. That's why I'm up. I kind of love this question because it's so random, but I have such a strong opinion about it. What's your absolute least favorite chore around the house? My least favorite chore is hanging washing out. I don't know what that washing line did to me, but I refuse to do it. I hate doing that job. I will happily wash every dish with my bare hands and scrub the floor with my bare hands, then hang washing out. I don't know what it I really don't know what it is. I just can't do it. I can't do it. And the thing is it's such an easy job on paper, right? But for me, no. No, it's not happening. It's not happening anytime soon. As for my favorite chore has to be polishing. It's not everyone's favorite, and I understand why because it is a little bit tedious. But the results when you swipe all that dust off is so satisfying. I love it. That's my favorite chore, purely because of the satisfaction I feel when it's done. The little dopamine hit I get when that's done is brilliant. Dopamine from hanging clothes out? No. Who gets dopamine from that? If that's anyone's favorite chore, please let me know because I want, I genuinely want to know how. And I want to know what your least favorite chore is, if that is your favorite, because that's crazy to me. That doesn't even register in my brain. This is another really fun question. I like this one. What was the very first movie, show, or video? Oh my gosh, or video game you remember being obsessed with as a kid? Um, I wasn't really obsessed with any shows as a child, I think. I can't remember any shows that I remember being extremely passionate about, but I do remember really liking Mario, specifically Princess Peach. She was my favorite character for a really long time. I used to play just the plain Super Mario's, and then I remember getting Mario Kart on my 2DS. What a legendary day that was. Yeah, Princess Peach all the way. She was just, it was Mario in general, though. Mario was my favorite video game as a kid, and I just remember really liking the game. I think whenever someone always asked me like what my favorite thing to play on as a kid was, it was always Nintendo. I've always been a Nintendo girly. I do have a PC now, but actually, side rant, I got a capture card today. So that means there should be some Nintendo videos coming out soon, which is amazing because I have so many awesome games that I want to share with you on there. Specifically, the first game coming to my mind being Tamagotchi Life. I was a Tamagotchi Life enthusiast when I was a kid, so you wait. You wait. This is going to be a series coming out, guys. Okay, next question. Are you a cat person or a dog person or animal lover across the board? I have two cats, and they're called Katsuki and Azuki, obviously named after my hero. We went through this earlier. Um, and yeah, I'm not necessarily a cats person specifically because I like pretty much all animals. So I want to say cat person for now because I have two cats. But if you show me a dog, I'm gonna be all over it. So I guess both. I guess animal lover all round. This also has nothing to do with the video, but I thought it would be something really fun to share because I'm very excited for it. So after making some content for a little while, I'm recording on my Razer headset. I'm finally upgrading to a Blue Yeti, but it's pink. But I'm so excited because I'm going to actually be able to film and not have choppy audio, guys. So stay tuned because my content is about to upgrade, and I'm very, very, very excited about it. Okay, the next question is, what brings you joy in life? That's such a bold question, but I like it. What brings me joy in life? Well, my cats are currently running around having zoomies, so I want to say my cats. They do bring me a lot of joy. Also, my partner Luke, he brings me a lot of joy, and he really helps me with my videos. And one day, I really hope he makes his own YouTube channel because he's amazing. I think the bin men have just turned up outside. Great. Sorry if you can hear that. But that's what brings me joy in life. The people in my life, I think, bring me the most joy. I don't know if that sounds really bad because I'm kind of making it sound like I rely on other people for my happiness. I think something just for me that brings me joy is creating content. Again, I know it's so cliche, like content creators saying their favorite thing is recording content, but genuinely, I really like talking to you guys. I just enjoy it. I can't I can't seem to put into words how it makes me feel, but that's something that brings me joy personally. But I'd say that the people in my life are very important to me, and I would not replace them for the world. time for the next question. So, the next question is, what are your top self care habits? I love a good face mask if I'm doing self care. For me, self care is very skincare-y, showering, just kind of hygiene. I'm not too sure how you would describe that, but I really like putting on a face mask, having my music on, scrolling through Pinterest because I prefer Pinterest over TikTok. I guess that's a hot take, but I just think it really gets my creative flow going over TikTok. Because on TikTok there is a lot of brain rot on there now, and a lot of it I don't find that I get something on scrolling for hours, but on Pinterest I normally come back with some sort of creative inspiration. So yeah, I don't even know if I just answered that question, but self care, scrolling on Pinterest with a face mask on with the AirPods in. That's self care to me. The next question's also a little bit of a deep one. What's your relationship with social media? When I was a lot younger, in my teens, my relationship with social media wasn't great. Anytime I got a hate comment or someone just saying something about me in general, it really used to get to me. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. But especially as a bigger person as well. Like, I'm trying to say this without getting cancelled, but genuinely, I think if you can get over the fact that people will hate on you because they are genuinely insecure, I know everyone says it, but people will only hate on you if they see potential or they see something that they can do. So, for example, putting yourself out there online, a lot of people, more often than not, don't actually do that. And a lot of people who comment on your posts will have no posts like for public because they don't want to face the exact same thing that you're facing. I'm getting really deep with this, but my relationship with social media now is good and I'm able to go and take step backs if I need to, but hate comments don't actually affect me anymore. Like, well, I guess that's a bit of a lie. Sometimes you look at them and you're a bit like, oh, that's a bit annoying. But in general, I find that they don't affect me as much as they used to. And I can kind of shrug it off and go, well, you haven't got anything posted. So who's winning? Next question is, what is one of your earliest memories? I think the earliest memory I have is me being, gosh, who knows how old I was. And I was blowing bubbles in the back garden and I was chasing them and popping them. So I must have been really young for me to be entertained by bubbles. But all in all, that was my kind of first memory I really remember from when I was really, really young. Um,
I guess I don't remember a lot of my very like younger childhood, but I kind of remember being 7. I think at 7, I kind of remember my life from then, but I don't really remember before that. Let me know if any of you do remember a core memory from when you were like 5, because I don't. I just remember the bubbles, and that's the earliest memory I have.
Okay, the next question. These are really fun. I like these questions. If you could be any fictional character, who would you be? I'm like resisting to say Izuku Midoriya right now because I've mentioned My Hero so many times in this video, but it really is my favorite show. I just, if I can't say Izuku Midoriya, the world's greatest hero that ever lived, I don't know, maybe Ash from Pokemon? I love Pokemon, so actually, yeah, to live in the Pokemon world would be really cool, and to have loads of different Pokemon. I would love that. So that would be a really fun fictional character. If you're awake, I actually really want to know what fictional characters you guys would want to be. Because I know that there's so many fandoms out there like Harry Potter, and I want to know. I want to know. So if you are awake, please drop it down in the comments because I'm curious. The next question is, what is something that you would want to improve about yourself? I am a big believer in loving yourself and you're perfect the way you are. But if I did have to improve one thing about myself, it would be my mindset and seeing more positively rather than negatively. I am really actively trying to do that because I recognize that every time I think about something, I think about it in a negative light. And obviously, if you're a manifestation girly, that's not the way to go. So I am doing a lot of work behind the scenes on my mindset at the minute. So I guess that's something I'm trying to actively change about myself rather than change around. But I think that's a good answer. This question is a very, very simple question, but an important one. What is your favorite color? My favorite color is pink. I love pink. I inhale pink. I breathe pink. My whole room is pink. My setup's pink. Everything is pink. I love pink. I just think it's a color that makes me happy, and it has from childhood. It's always been that way. I think I think a girl picks her color in childhood and sticks with it, genuinely. But pink, love it. What's your favorite color though, guys? I wanna know. I wanna know because I feel like it does say a lot about a person, their favorite color. And also, I'm super duper nosy. So if you could let me know, I'd love to. I think my favorite thing about like being a content creator is, again, this is so unrelated, but it's a ramble video, it's fine. That I love that I get to know you guys, and I love that you guys enjoy watching me and you tune in. It's you guys that actually make this happen for people, and it's just the support. And I love you guys. This is one of those like I love you guys. I love all of you that watch and support me. It means so much to me, more than you can ever know. And yeah, I want to know you guys. Like, I know that sounds really weird, but I want to know what your favorite colors are. I will read the comments. I read comments, so please.
Feel free to answer these questions along as well, or answer them in your heads, because I get some of you are trying to fall asleep, and staring at your phone and putting in a comment right now wouldn't be great. So if you fall asleep, go back to sleep, rest. Don't worry about it. But if you are awake studying, I'd like to know. I'd like to know you guys a little bit.
Another simple but cool question: texting or calling? I am a massive caller, and I know the texters are gonna hate to see me come in, but I love talking to people on the phone because sometimes I'm about to send a message and I'm like, they're gonna respond with the longer message, and at this point, the process would be a lot quicker if we just called. But I get some people hate calling, and I have a lot of friends who hate calling, and I just call them. I just call them. And they do pick up sometimes, but I think I need to be able to accept when they don't because they are texters. But I'm a caller. I'm a caller. Let's just have this conversation over the phone. It'll be so much more productive. We'll save so much time. Let's just call. And plus, it'd be nice to hear your voice if we haven't spoken in a while. But being a text is totally valid. I get it. Sometimes on my off days, I'm like, I don't want to talk to anyone. But then I just don't message or call. So it's a weird situation, but I think, yeah, calling for me, especially with my loved ones, I love to call. The next question is movies or books? I'm very torn on this one because I do not read a lot of books. Um, I have some books, but a lot of the books I own are on manifestation, mental health, cats, cause and dogs. I have a book on dogs as well. Um, I have a lot of manga as well, and I like reading manga, but I wouldn't read a normal book per se. I guess I have to gain something from the book, like knowledge, or it has to be something about a subject if it's just a normal book. If I'm reading for just pure fun, I will read mangas and comics. I think I just really struggle with just reading a load of words on the screen. So, in general, I would say movies, but I do like books, just not the kind of standard books like mangas, comics are for me. You might be able to tell as well in some of my other videos that have a lot of reading in them, or I'm reading them to you guys. I'm not great at reading, so I mean, reading more probably would help my reading ability, but I don't enjoy it. It feels I just don't like reading out loud, I guess, but I also just I'm not a reader and I think that's okay. I think it's okay not to I think we put a pressure on ourselves sometimes that we need to do certain things and we need to constantly improve. And honestly, I'm okay at being rubbish at reading. The next question is what is one thing that helps you stay focused? For me, music really helps me stay focused. I also do have a little bit of a squashy collection, or at least I used to have more, but I have a Nido. And I also have this thing called a calm carry, which is brilliant. So on those days when my concentration just was a little bit off, I mean, to be fair, ADHD girl, my concentration is a little bit off anyway. I struggled to sit down and do something for too long. Hence why this video is I filmed this over like 2 days. Just saying. But I've literally forgot the question. Um what helps me stay focused? Apparently I can't because I couldn't even remember the question. But music in general I think is my safe answer. ASMR too. I love ASMR for when I'm trying to concentrate. That's why I kind of make videos based on it because it can be really beneficial. Next question. So, what is a skill you want to improve at this year? For me, I'd really like to improve on my editing skills. They're not great at the moment, but I'm actively trying to improve them. So, yeah, I think a big thing for me would be editing, kind of working on making better quality videos, uploading them, seeing how you guys like it. So yeah, that's one skill I really want to work on, editing. And it takes a hot minute too to learn. Um, at the minute, I'm editing on CapCut because I can't use anything else and it's quite simple. But Luke recently brought to my attention that maybe I should try a different editing software. Just see how I get along with it. So maybe I'll give that a go. Maybe you'll see some new kind of editing come to light. But I think it'll be fun. I really want to work on it. Also, this is a little bit of an embarrassing moment on video, but I'm gonna share it with you. If you look at the screen, I couldn't get out. I managed to in the end, obviously here, but I was zoomed in and I couldn't zoom out, and I was like, "What's the button?" Um, but yeah, just a little behind the scenes for you there, guys. Okay, this isn't a question, but I'm editing, doing the voiceover at the minute. I just went to the toilet. Okay, a bit grim, but I come out and my kitten, Izuku, is waiting for me. And it was so cute. And I put my hand out and she was like rubbing on it. It's adorable. She's so cute. I can't believe she was like waiting outside because she was sat behind me before. And then she was waiting for me. Just those little things, bro. Those little things. I love my cats. They are so cute and they make me laugh every day with their zoomies and their fighting. But that's so cute. Aw. Sorry, I'm just staring at my cat now. The next question is, do I prefer coffee or tea? I am actually Pepsi Max. I don't really drink tea or coffee. I think if I had to pick, I am a tea person.
But I'm not drinking, like PG tips. I do really like lemon tea, and I also like my sleep tea, which is, I think it's like apple and cinnamon. I'm not too sure, but I do like flavored teas. I'm not a coffee person. I never really got on the iced coffee bandwagon. But yeah, I think I'm a tea girl. So the next question is, what is my zodiac sign? I was born in August, meaning I am a Leo. I'm not massive on the big astrology thing, but I will admit, I do go online and have a look at the moon cycles. Um, you know, we just came out of, I think it was Mercury retrograde, and we're currently in Saturn retrograde or something like that. But I am curious about it. I do look into it. Do I necessarily believe it? No. I am more of a believer in manifestation personally, and just learning to love yourself. I believe I do. I'm scared to say it again, but I do dabble in a little bit of witchcraft. I do have my tarot cards, and I do love it. I think they're so fun, so whimsical, and yeah, that's kind of me.
The next question is, do I have any siblings? No, I don't. I am an only child. A lot of people have preconceived ideas about only children, actually. So I'm people are so judgmental on the internet. I'm scared someone's gonna be like, "Oh, of course you're an only child." But yeah, I am an only child. I grew up with just animals in my childhood. I nearly had a sibling, um, but unfortunately, having kids is expensive. So my parents were just like, "No, one's enough." Um, and having one kid as well with ADHD and autism, I was losing stuff all the time, and they constantly had to pay to replace things. So I get where they were coming from. So I understand why I'm an only child. Growing up, I wish I had a sibling. Now I'm like, I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad the way I grew up was the way I grew up, if that makes sense. Next question. Do I have any allergies? Not that I know of. So I don't have any allergies at all, actually. This is a really, really boring answer to that question. But no, I don't have any allergies at all. Actually thinking about it, I might I'm I've got IBS and I can't really eat a lot of lactose, if that makes sense. So when I get yogurt, I tend to go for like lactose-free yogurts. I just tend to avoid dairy because it makes my stomach hurt. So I don't think that's an allergy because I can eat it and my body won't react, but I do feel a little bit sick, like my stomach hurts, if that makes sense. So yeah, long story short, I don't have any allergies, but I don't eat dairy because I've got a sensitive belly. I'm also trying to spread the questions out a little bit for you guys because I know that a lot of you watching this are trying to sleep or study or relax. And I don't want you guys to stay awake with me being like, next question 24/7. So if you're wondering why the questions are spread out, it's because I'm trying to allow people to actually do what they need to do without being too distracting because I get what it's like when you can't focus. So if you're wondering why there's such a long break, that's why. Anyways, I am actually going to ask the next question, and it's what is my biggest fear? I don't really have many fears. Again, like, I think my fears aren't necessarily like physical things like heights or spiders. I mean, I don't like moths. That's something that a lot of people are like, oh, you don't like moths? No, I don't, because they seem to fly at my face, and I keep leaving the lights on, so I guess it's my fault. But they scare me. They scare me because they fly at me, and I do think I like things flying at me because I'm not a big bird fan either. So actually, I'll do a little story time. When I was in Spain, I went to this kind of resort and they had birds, and these birds would like sit on you and you would hold them. And I didn't want to do it and I refused because I just genuinely, this bird was flapping around. They were like, if you hold it, it'll be fine. And I'm like, I'm not holding that thing because that scares me. It's gonna fly at me, wings on my face. Honestly, it's just things in my face I think I don't like.
But again, that's not really a fear. Oh my gosh, hello cat. The cat has just jumped on my keyboard. Hello, what are you doing? I had to take a pepperami package out of her mouth earlier because she'd somehow, I don't even know where it came from, but she was like chewing on that thing. I was like, no, no. As much as I like chorizo, I don't think it's safe for cats. And then she made me run around the house trying to get it off her. So she's been a bit of a diva today, but we love her, don't we? Yeah.
The next question is, what is my favorite flower? I really like lilies. It's such a shame I can't own them with cats because I think they're toxic. Um, but yeah, lilies are my favorite animal. I also really like roses.
I feel like that's again a very basic flower. Um, Lilies are definitely my favorite, but I do like a pink rose as well, or a red rose even. It really depends on my vibe.
But yeah, lilies are the favorite. Specifically the white ones or the I like lily of the valleys too. I think that's an Animal Crossing thing. Because I used to plant them everywhere in Animal Crossing. But
Yeah, lilies, top tier. What's your favorite flower, guys? I want to know. If you had to pick and you didn't have any restrictions, like the cat restricts me. I mean, she's literally in front of she's pouring at my monitor. Girl, you can't go through there, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. another what is my favorite question? What is my favorite animal? I love seals. I love them. I've always loved seals. I kid you not, even before they like blew up on TikTok for a hot minute. But I love a harbor seal. They are my absolute favorite animal. I relate to them in great deal. So yeah, seals are my favorite. What's your favorite animal, guys? I know seals are a pretty popular animal just because they're so cute. They're so chubby and they just roll around and bounce around on the beach. And honestly, I'm jealous of that. I want that lifestyle. I want to just be able to flop around on a beach, have the cutest, biggest eyes ever, and they make such cute noises as well. They make such cute noises. So yeah, seals, I get so carried away with my answers, guys. I'm so sorry. But seals are a top tier animal, and I don't want to hear otherwise.
The next question's a bit of a deep one. What is my philosophy on life? Um, I'm gonna take that as you wanting my take on life and how I look at it. Um, I've recently kind of got the mindset of you do only live once, guys. You do only live once. Whether you believe in different lives after you die, that's up to you. But I do think that even if you have another life, you don't remember this one. Like either way, you're always gonna think you only live once. And I just think you should really live a life that you don't regret. Do the things, do the opportunities, take every opportunity that you can, improve on yourself, and let those doubts go. Genuinely, when I say that, working on your mindset and trying to love yourself and trying to see the positive in most situations, I promise you, if you try and think more positively, your life will become more positive. It is all about perception. And if you think you're really unlucky, you're really unlucky. If you think you're very lucky, you're the luckiest person ever. And if you go around with that mindset of, I'm so lucky, I'm so this, I'm so that, whatever applies to you, I promise you, if you do that, your life will improve. If it doesn't, come back in my comment section and grill me for it. But it's hard to think positive. And I catch myself still doing it now where I think, oh, this isn't working. And then I kind of reflect on it and I'm like, but it could be worse. There are worse things that could happen. At least something's happening, you know? So go through life with a positive mindset if you can. It does take a while to get to that if your mindset's really not there. And you go through phases. You go through phases of being really low and then phases of being amazing. So just take your time, guys. Like, you do only live once. And just make it a life that you won't regret. Do everything that's in your mind. Like for me, content was something that I wanted to do, but I didn't think I could. And now I'm doing it. I feel so proud of myself because I'm really living true to what younger me would have wanted, but also what I wanted. And it's an opportunity. As long as you have a camera, or not even necessarily a camera, but if you can make videos and it's something you want to do it. That's my that's a very long answer, but that is my philosophy on life. Another deeper question on here is what lesson I've learned. Oh, what's a lesson I've learned about relationships? This is deep, but I think a lot of you watching might relate to this, or you've never heard this advice before. But if someone shows you who they truly are, believe them. And also, let them. If they want to talk about you, let them. If they want to be horrible to you, let them. I'm talking in a very negative light because I've had a lot of negative relationships, but I've also had some really positive ones and people that are still in my life, and my circle is improving, and I've got a better support network than I had a year ago, definitely. But I think one thing that you should take back about relationships is that they come and go, and it is a natural part of life. Outgrowing people is a natural part of life. You don't have to remain friends with someone if they make you feel a certain way. You don't have to remain in a relationship with someone if they make you feel a certain way that you don't want to feel. My advice would, I know it's not an advice question, but that's one thing that really stuck with me. Let them. And if you have that mindset of just they want to talk about you, let them. Let them do what they want, because at the end of the day, don't let it affect you. Don't let their opinion affect your opinion of you. Be yourself. Be happy being you, because I promise you, your authentic self and who you are, you're going to get so many more people who will truly love you when you act that way, and people who will accept you when you act that way. Because if you're not yourself, then people will fall in love with this fake version as well. Um, so just be yourself, be open, and let them. Next question. Oh my god, my voice went a bit funny then. Next question. Um, what are three words that best describe your personality? I would say bubbly, maybe a little bit ditzy, forgetful. So yeah, bubbly, forgetful, and fun. Fun. Yeah, I'm happy with those three words. Again, in the comments, guys, I'd love to know how you would describe yourself, or if your friends had to describe you in three words, what do you think they would say? Because I think it's crazy how we view ourselves, and sometimes other people view us so differently. Like, I could say to someone that, oh yeah, I think I'm like really bubbly, and someone else might not perceive me that way. I think always listen to yourself though. Don't let other people tell you you're not something if you feel that way. But yeah, I think I like those three words. I think they describe me in a nutshell. Maybe if I had to add an extra one, pink, because I do own a lot of pink and I love pink, and it is a little bit of my personality as well. But yeah. If you could master any instrument instantly, what instrument would you choose and why? I would choose the drums. I think they look cool, and I've always enjoyed like drum music. I guess anyone who's always been able to play drums in my life, I thought they were pretty cool. Again, I'm not really good at like instruments. I've never tried it, but it's not something I've been interested in necessarily. But I would love to be able to play the drums. I feel like I would love that at like a concert or something, being able to play the drum. Can you imagine? Like, you know, those scenarios where sometimes the singer doesn't have like a drummer or they get someone to do it who can play? Imagine being in that scenario and actually being able to play. So I think that would be fun. The drums. Maybe electric guitar as well. I do like an electric guitar, but drums all the way. Next question. What was your favorite and least subject in school? My favorite subject was actually drama. I really enjoyed drama. And then as I got older, I was able to take photography. So, again, that says more about me that the creative kind of subjects did call to me more. I really enjoyed them. My least favorite subject, however, I mean, it's not very hard. Maths. I hated maths with my entire soul. And it didn't help that I also really didn't like my teacher who was teaching me, and she didn't really seem to care that I didn't understand because I wanted to understand maths and I wanted to be good at maths because I wanted good grades, but she just didn't seem to care. It didn't click with me. I think everyone has that subject that just didn't really click, and for me, that was maths. Obviously, simple maths was easy, but I just always struggled with it. I always didn't like it. And I preferred subjects where I was able to be a bit more me and a bit more creative in what I was doing, which again just sums me up completely because here I am recording a video. So, yeah, it was photography and drama. Drama. Next question is, do you collect anything? I do. I collect anime figurines and a lot of blind box stuff as well. I have on my shelf a Kirby shelf because I love Kirby, and I also have my Pokemon shelf. I do collect a lot of Pokemon merch, so I've got some plushies in there. I also have Funko Pops, figurines, bags. I have actually got a lot of Pokemon stuff looking around my room. I collect mangas as well. So I instead of buying a box set, I do tend to buy them individually because I love popping into HMV and finding it there because I feel like if I bring a few home each time, it's a nicer collecting kind of vibe, if that makes sense. Like I feel like I'm slowly collecting instead of just buying it and then being like, oh, but what's the fun here now? Um, yeah, I collect a lot of figurines. I don't think there's anything else I collect apart from something I want to collect. I want to start collecting some crystals because I've seen so many people collect them and it's really cooling to me. Maybe I'm just getting sucked in to something that I don't need to buy, but I do really like crystals and I think they would look really cool on one of my shelves with my tarot cards and stuff. So we'll see. It will be like a nice witchy vibe. Okay, another really cool question. What is your favorite scent or candle fragrance? I kind of go through phases where I like different scents at different times. Like, for example, in summer, I do tend to go for a lot lighter fragrances, more flowery, more floral. I like sweet scents, I guess, as well. Like, I'm not opposed to like a marshmallow, like a really strong, sickly sweet scent. But I also do like softer scents like vanilla. My favorite fragrance is J'adore L'Or. If any of you have ever tried this perfume, it's my favorite. It lasts forever, smells gorgeous. It is really expensive, unfortunately, but it is a beautiful fragrance. And if you can afford it, or if you pop into a shop where they sell it at a cabinet, just give it a sniff because that's my favorite fragrance, and that's what I smell like most of the time. So yeah, J'adore L'Or. If you ever want to sponsor me, please do because I love it. Next question. Do you prefer writing with a pen or typing on a keyboard? I mean, as a gamer, I think the answer's pretty obvious. I am a keyboard person. My handwriting was horrific as a child. I remember it took me so long to get like this pen license in school. If I don't know if anyone else had that, but essentially you had to really perfect your writing and write really neatly in pencil, and then you would upgrade to a pen license where you were allowed to write in pen, finally. I don't know why we weren't allowed to write in pen to begin with. I don't know why that's a thing, but yeah, I did not get my pen license ever. And my handwriting's neater now, but yeah, I'm a keyboard girl. I love a nice keyboard. I love a soft, clicky keyboard. I don't like keyboards that sound too like that was a really bad like impression, but I prefer a creamier keyboard, like a softer sound. But keyboards are great because you can customize them more. You can get pens, but I just find I just like a keyboard. Do I prefer city life or country life? I live in quite a country area at the moment. Um, to be honest, it's kind of again ironic because I post a lot of cozy videos and these are kind of cottagecore, fairycore, cutesy, very country. But I am a city girl. I do love a big town, so I think it's just I get bored. I think I'd get bored. I love those kind of apartments where you're overlooking the city on a balcony. That's my dream. Like that's where I'd love to live. I am city girl through and through. I love my cozy games, but I just don't think I could live in one. I think I'd get very bored very quickly. I also play horror games though, so it kind of makes a little bit more sense why maybe a city might be a better option because I do get easily scared. And I think if I was in a creepy countryside all to myself, that wouldn't end too well. Next question. What is my favorite family tradition? My family, we don't have many traditions, but I do have one with my parents that I do like every year, and it's around Christmas time. So I hate Brussels sprouts. I really don't like them. And every year since I was a kid, my parents are like, try a Brussels sprout. I can't even speak Brussels sprout and see if you like it. And every year I haven't liked it. Last year I was close. Like I genuinely didn't mind it or didn't hate it as much as I had in previous years. But that's kind of our tradition. Um like try a Brussels sprout. And it sounds really silly, but I think it's really cute and I like that that's our thing every Christmas time and it's done every year religiously. Every year I have to try at least one. And I have to eat it just to see if I like it. But no, still not liking it yet. I'll update you at Christmas this year because it got dangerously close last year. I was like, I still don't like the aftertaste, but I don't hate it as much as I used to. I'm also getting really frustrated with that build there because I feel like the center part of that castle is a completely different shade from the others. I don't know if anyone else can see that. Um, if it is, please ignore it. You didn't see anything. What is your favorite pizza topping? Is the next question. Um, I couldn't just have one thing on a pizza. I do like a few different things on a pizza. For those girlies and everyone watching who like Domino's, have you ever tried the cheeseburger pizza? I know it sounds a little bit gross and you're thinking, oh my gosh, why are you eating that? When I tell you this is the best thing I've ever eaten, it really is. Like, I love this cheeseburger pizza with all my heart, and I think it's got like mince on, gherkins, burger sauce. If you're not a fan of burger sauce, don't buy it. But I love burger sauce. And yeah, I think that's like my favorite pizza. I mean, if I had to have like one topping, maybe pepperoni. But to be honest, I like a few. Although, I'm also going to say this while I'm on the topic of pizza. Pineapple does belong on a pizza. I know. Okay, go crazy. Argue it away in the comments. Okay, I will get involved, but I'm telling you now, pineapple is pretty good on pizza. You might not like it when you're younger. I used to hate pineapple on pizza. Tried it recently, love it. So give it a go. If you haven't had it in a while, just try it and see if it changes your mind. And because I think there are other vegetables on pizza, right? So is pineapple a fruit or a vegetable? Hang on, I need to actually I need to do my research. Is pineapple? I feel like this is a really basic question. Is pineapple a a fruit? No, it's not. It's not a fruit. Okay. Oh, that it's not a citrus. I think it is a fruit though.
I'm really like committed to finding this out. Okay, it is oh my god, did you know this, guys? Pineapple is considered a type of berry. I didn't know that, but it is a fruit. I mean, I'm getting off the point, but give it a go. See if you like it, because your opinion might have changed. And I've just noticed the sheep flying on my screen. This is like the longest answer yet. I'm just looking at the gameplay, thinking, "Oh my gosh, that sheep's just flying in the distance. That's so cool." Next question is, what is the best concert or live event you've ever attended? A little fun fact about me, I've never been to a concert in my life. I've never really felt the want to go to a concert. I guess everyone who's like, you haven't lived unless you've gone to a concert. And I really feel that. But I think if I had to see an artist live, I'd really like to see Doja Cat. I listen to a lot of her music. So she'd be the only artist I'm interested in seeing live. I just think for me, a concert would just be a nightmare. I have attended a few other events though, so I really like Comic Con. I went to the one in I think it was London. I think I went to the one in London um this year, and I really enjoyed it. I love Comic Con. I think it depends on your hobbies as well, because I'm a massive fan of obviously like anime. I've discussed it so many times in this video, Pokemon. So Comic Con's kind of my happy place, and everyone there, if you go to Comic Con, everyone there is so nice and so understanding, and everyone's just being themselves, which is why I love it so much. And if any of you ever do go to Comic Con, you might even see me there. I'd love to see you guys and say hello to you guys. So if you do see me at one of those events, please don't be shy. Just come over, and yeah, I'd love to talk to you. The next question is, what's the best meal you've ever eaten? Like of all time, I'm assuming? Um, I like so many different foods, but if I had to say the best thing I've ever eaten, honestly,
it sounds a little it sounds like I'm just saying it, but my partner Luke, he introduced me to ham and cheese omelet. Now I just used to get ham and no cheese. He's really trying to get me to mix foods, bless him. And he makes the best ham and cheese omelet ever. And I've actually got the ingredients for it in my fridge right now. So, Luke, if you're seeing this later, I'm gonna ask you to make an omelet. And I'm very sorry about it, but you're gonna make me one because I love you and I want an omelet. And yeah, omelets are great. If you've never had an omelet, try an omelet. I'm trying to encourage you guys as well. But yeah, that's the best thing I've ever eaten. My partner's omelets, next level. Do you prefer bright neon colors or soft pastel colors? Um, I've already said this, so my favorite color is pink. Shades of pink, I tend to go for more softer pastel colors. I do like neon colors. I love a hot pink. Um, I think there's something so nice about a hot pink in an outfit, very like Y2K. I love it. Um, but at the minute, pastel colors. A lot of my setup is very like pastel pink, light pink. I think it's just more calm. So for me, I prefer it because I guess it's more of a calm shade, more relaxing, and I also just prefer the shade. You know, like a soft pink is a really pretty pink. You know, there's a color actually um, for paint called Pretty Pink, which I'm pretty sure I have in my bedroom. So if you want a match, guys, you're more than welcome. But yeah, soft pinks, soft pastels. I do like a nice, soft kind of sage green, and I also love a very soft blue. It's like soft pink, greens, and blues that I love. The next question is, what is the most relaxing sound in the world to you? I feel like this is such a nice question for this video specifically as well. Um, there's two that come to my mind that I can't really choose from. One of them is cats purring because when I go to sleep, on my headboard, the cats tend to lay there and they'll purr when they're like sleeping, and that's so cute. I love that sound. I also really love the sound of rain. I like rain sounds. I listen to them a lot when I go to sleep. Um, yeah, rain sounds and cats purring are my two favorite relaxing sounds ever. What is your favorite mythological creature or fantasy lore? Um, this is again a really hard question for me because I like a few. I really like mermaids. I do really like mermaids. Mermaids and unicorns are my favorite. Maybe specifically sirens. I'm obsessed with sirens and unicorns. Honestly, that was a big thing for me when I was little. I used to love unicorn. I was obsessed with unicorns, and then I kind of went more to the siren-y side of things as I got older. But I still love unicorns. I also used to watch a lot of shows when I was a kid about like werewolves, vampires. If any of you girlies grew up on CBBC, did any of you watch the show Young Dracula? I think that's what it was called. That was like one of my favorite childhood TV shows. And I watched this at like the age of like 12, 13. But it was the best show I'd ever watched. I remember having I remember having such a crush on the guy. The young the guy who is young Dracula. I forgot his name. But if any of you have ever watched that show, because I've never spoke to anyone else who watched it. So if you guys have watched it, let me know, because I haven't met anyone else ever that's watched that show. But I was obsessed with it. It was my favorite show. Okay, another kind of cool but weird question. What is your go-to emote or emoji when chatting online? Recently, online, I've been using a lot of like stickers, and gifs and stuff. I've got into that. But an emoji in particular, I don't use many emojis, but I do love the sparkle emoji, like the three little stars, and I also like the pink hearts. They're like the two I use religiously. They're my favorite emoji. Again, I think it's just down to vibes and stuff, like depending on what your favorite emoji is. But yeah, the little sparkly hearts and the sparkly the words, the sparkly stars are my favorite emojis. Okay, the next question is, what is your favorite type of cake or pastry? I'm not a massive cake fan. I guess cheesecake, but I don't know if that really counts. Cheesecake is my favorite cake. As for pastry, I do love croissants, with jam inside. I think that's just from childhood again. That's what I used to eat when I was younger. But that's my favorite pastry and cake. That's such a short answer, but I'm really not a cake or desserty person. Like I said, I'm a savory snack person. So even if I've eaten a meal, I don't normally go for dessert. I'll go for like some snacks, like some chorizo, because I love chorizo. We discussed this earlier. Guys, try chorizo and cheese, please. It would be the best thing you've ever done. Next question. Actually, this is the last question. Are you more maximalist or minimalist when decorating? I am a maximalist. I love having lots of different things, different colors. I'm not in this clean girl era. I understand why so many people love it, and I did go through that phase. But now I'm just like Pokemon, colorful anime posters. I love so much going on. It makes my home feel so much more cozy. My parents love a minimalist home. I always grew up in a more minimalist environment because my mum loves like cleanliness and clean. So I think that's why she goes for minimalist, just because it makes her feel more comfortable. But for me, I love lots of things to look at, lots of different things to interact with. Yeah, maximalist all the way. So guys, that is it for today's video. I really hoped you enjoyed it. I hope you're asleep if you were trying to sleep. If you're watching this video to just relax or study, I also hope this helped. I hope you also enjoyed answering along with the questions or hearing my answers. I thought it would be fun so you guys can get to know me a little bit more because I don't really talk too much about myself on my channel, especially when I'm playing games. I talk a lot about the game and there's just little random bits here and there. So I thought this was a nice way to relax. You guys can see a little bit more about me, and if you did enjoy this video, please hit that likes button. Oh my gosh, words. Please hit that like button and that subscribe button. It really helps out my channel. I know it's a bit annoying. Not everyone wants to subscribe, but it would really help me out. And especially while I'm starting as well, it kind of just helps my videos get out there. So have a lovely evening, afternoon, morning, whenever you're watching this, everyone. And I will see you in the next one. I love you guys so much. Bye bye.